majority in the House of Representatives of Republicans and fully finance Barack Obama's fundamental transformation of America. Is that the definition of what the GOP is today, and is that what a conservative is?
It is a definition of what the party elites are, the people in power are, but I don't think it's a definition of what a conservative is. That is something that is very much in play. And I think that the political struggle we see in democratic countries across the board, in Europe and here, really boils down to this fundamental, it's either a last gasp or it is an awakening of the whole idea of whether we are going to be nation states with sovereignty and with control over our representatives who are supposed to be working for us, the citizens, or whether we are going to be just sucked into the maw of the collectivist, internationalist, globalist enterprise. And it really comes down to, again, this notion of, are we citizens, are we subjects?
So you're saying whether it's Front National, whether it's ADP or the Pegida movement in Germany, whether it's the Northern Alliance, whether it is the Swedish Democrats, Geert Wilders' party in the Netherlands, or Nigel Farage and UKIP, or the Tea Party movement, grassroots movement, is personified now by Ted Cruz, Ben Carson, and Donald Trump. Right, this rise in the poll. You're saying that what unites these across the board is a grassroots awakening of citizens basically saying, I want my country, I want to be a nation, and I want to have a national identity and not just be sucked into this kind of supranational. And by the way, we're not conspiracy theory guys. Like I said, this bill that Paul Ryan's got, it's in plain sight.
Yeah,
now
exactly.
It's buried down there. It's sure. Buried down there. It's buried in the bill, but you guys see it. Is that what you're saying the definition is now?
Yes, that does seem to be what is very important to recognize, that none of these things can be seen in isolation. We really are looking at tectonic shifts, I hope, in people's understandings and in people's sense of desperation. I think these are desperate times, and that's why that's why you're hearing the kind of emotion you're getting from callers. This is nothing normal. We are really at a very crucial and again, desperate moment. But there is this understanding, I think, growing across the West that this is what is going on, that we have been complacent, we have given over our powers, and that we should start to rediscover what those powers are, because I think part of the reason we are at this precipice is because we have lost our understanding, not just about economics, as you were talking about with Amity Shlaes and some of our great presidents like President Coolidge, but we've lost our even concept of what it means to be citizens in a constitutional republic, how the balance of power works, what conservatives, what the right, what republicanism should be promoting. And this is where things really become tricky, because there has been this movement really for at least 80 years in our history of socialization moving forward. In other words, not socialization in the friendly way, but socialization in terms of introducing the tools and mechanisms and practices of socialism into our economy, into our thinking, into our culture. And this has come to a point whereby even on the right side of the spectrum, there is very little consciousness that there's anything else, that there ever was anything else. And so this is why you see, I think, so much lining up of Republican and Democratic elites. And this is what citizens are starting to sort of wake up to and trying to, they're very frustrated because their will is not being exercised.
Diana West is one of the great public intellectuals. Her article, What is a Conservative? What Defines the GOP, is up on the homepage of Breitbart. We're going to have her back on in the next couple of days to go through it in more detail. Diana, thank you so much for taking time to join us today. Look forward to have you back tomorrow or over the weekend. Diana
Wonderful.
West.